Hello, everyone, and welcome teachers and TALT professionals to the Mestizo CDMX virtual sessions. I would like to start by presenting the new Mestizo CDMX committee for 2020-2022. It's me, president of the chapter, Giro Ortega, and with us we also have Elias Olvera, vice president, Erika Mejia, also vice president, Perla Nolasco, treasurer, and Juan Sonda as the secretary. We are very excited. On behalf of the whole committee, I would like to thank you for your continued interest in our chapter. We are all working hard to bring you useful and quality professional training. We are very excited to kick off our first virtual sessions for 2021 with Google partners Grupo Farina. Since the pandemic started last year, we've all had to become accustomed to using and integrating technology in our lessons. And although the end seems to be nearing, we are not completely out of the woods yet. So we hope these first series of sessions will give every one of you a new perspective into using technology with your students. Also, if you haven't already, please join us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram so you can keep up with our upcoming sessions. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and present you guys with Erika so we can go ahead and get started with our first session.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, my name is Erika Mejia. I'm the second vice president of the Mestizo CDMX chapter. And today here with us, we have Ángel Zárate, who is the CEO of Grupo Farina. And well, his session today is about the Google ecosystem. He's going to talk about the Google Workspace, how to take advantage of Google Chrome, access anywhere from any device. He is the CEO of Grupo Farina, as I have already mentioned. He is the president of Sinergia Filantrópica de México, an NGO that seeks to inspire and develop competitive robotics programs that contribute to the development of social skills such as teamwork, resilience, and effective communication, along with technical and technological skills in team members primarily involved in FIRST. Passionate about STEM education, and firmly believes that it is our duty to be teachers and students tools to lead this fourth industrial revolution, where robotics and artificial intelligence play increasingly prominent roles. Is that right, Ángel? Good morning. Thank you for being here with us.
That's right. Thank you for the invitation.
No, thank you for being here. So the floor is all yours, and thank you for being here.
Thanks a lot. I'm going to share my screen so I can explain all the Google ecosystem. There we are, aren't we? Okay. So as mentioned before, I'm Ángel Zárate, I'm president of Grupo Farina. We are a Google partner and Google for Education specialized partner. So we're looking forward to develop the education and in this new digital world. The world changed and changed really fast the last year. So we're looking forward to help the teachers, schools, and students to get advantage of this new situation using the new digital skills. 10 years before, without the technology we have, it would be impossible to do something with these pandemics. So this is like a quick resume of mine. I'm CEO of Grupo Farina. It's like a specialized institution in education, STEM education, and following the ISTE principles. It's the International Society of Technology in Education. And we have this artificial intelligence and technology division where we are working with farms or drones or every kind of stuff where technology is needed with this fourth technological revolution. Also, I'm president of Sinergia Filantrópica de México. It's an NGO because we found out that many of the students that are already there in the working world, they are missing many STEM abilities. So we're looking forward to develop them with these robotics programs, participating in FIRST for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, which is the most important robotics tournament K-12 in the world. So with that introduction, let us go to the Google ecosystem. The Google ecosystem is one of the most interesting things I ever seen and ever worked with, because it's a way to interrelate all your applications in just one place. For instance, this Google ecosystem with the Google Workspace or Workspace for Education, it's divided into 4 pieces. The first one is to create, where you are able to create documents, share documents, or work simultaneously these documents with other people, such as docs, sheets, slides, forms, or you can even ask forms to grade your tests, so it's easier for you to have the grades of your students. Then you have the connect, in which you can stay in touch with other people or work together with other people. We have the Google Groups, where you can have one mailing address and then you send all the information to all the people which is using this Google Group. We have Gmail, which is the start of all this ecosystem where everything is interrelated. We have Calendar, that it's really, really, really a great tool. And we have all the tools we're using nowadays with these pandemics, like Google Meet, Google Hangouts, and all the Connect tools. We have the access, such as Google Drive, which is going to be explained later on by someone of my team. And then for the administration, we have the control, where you have the admin status, where you can create emails for directors, for students, for teachers, and you can control everything they see, they download, they can access. You can see where is access, if the student's working, how is he working, or which applications the teacher is using. So you can control about everything when we are using this Google Workspace. The Google Workspace for Education is divided into 4. The first one is completely free, where you can access all the information on all the applications Google has. And then we have other options where you have to pay for them. It's not really, really that expensive. And they're recommended depending on if you are growing or not, and the level of usage you are going to have. So the next one, we have the Google Chrome. What's Google Chrome? It's the ecosystem where everything starts. You can have it everywhere, and you can access your devices or all your information, whatever you are using, any kind of tablet, telephone, iPhone, or computer. Let us see what I'm talking about. So that is the Google Chrome, this ecosystem that we use and we share. So let's see how it works. I'm going to share another screen where we can see it working. So here we are. This is how it all starts. We have this. There we are. Our Chrome, it's already opened, and I'm already signed in. So as soon as I sign in, I can access all the information I have. I have all my applications here, my most used applications, and all the information I have. It's the same if I access it in any computer, any device, or if I'm not having one computer, I can access it in another device just using Google Chrome. Plus, if you're searching or you're doing specialized searching, or you are using like a computer that is a public computer, you can use these incognito tabs where nothing is shared and everything is locked up. So you have protection from phishing, spam, or if you close it, it's already closed, so you don't have to go on and say, okay, I'm gonna have to sign out. No. For instance, how it works, I'm already here. You can have multiple accesses where you have your own email or another emails from another company's works or stuff, and each one has its own documents, its own information, and its own passwords and stuff. So for instance, I'm going to use the one I use every day as a CEO of Grupo Farina, where I can access everything. I have access to my Google Drive, and from Google Drive I can control everything, create new folders, share information, share slides, and do whatever I want to do, and see all the information or all the folders that I'm sharing with, how I'm sharing them with someone, and if they're able to see them or work on them as administrators, as editors, or just as readers. So this is like a great advantage we have with the Google ecosystem. Plus, once you open this ecosystem, you're able to see all the time the calendar you have for your site. For instance, here is my Google Calendar, which is going to be explained later on, where you have all your information, no matter where you are or what you're doing. You can see it. For instance, let me put it quickly. It's like a little bit slow. There we are. I can see my agenda, and I can see how it's working and all the stuff I have in this situation with this email. Plus, sometimes you have to take notes. I take a lot of notes, so you can have them here in Google Keep, and you can have it all around the ecosystem. For instance, I'm gonna change to Meet. It's going to be opened a new tab, and you can enter here, and the same, I have here the applications, the Google application tools or Google tools, where I can see the same information. Or if I'm navigating here, let's go to Gmail, I also have access to everything. For instance, I'm working on Gmail, and to the right, I'm going to see my calendar, my tasks, and my Google Keep. So you can stay focused all the time wherever you are. And let us say, wait a sec, because it's security check. There we are. Plus, what happens when I have two email addresses and I need to work in two different situations, like me, that I'm working for Grupo Farina and I'm working for Synergia, and I need to have the information separated, and I can work, and I need to work as fast as I can. So I go up here, and here I open my other account, the one from Ángel at Synergia, and here you're able to see it. So it's the same. I'm working in the same ecosystem, but now I'm working here as Ángel at Grupo Farina, and here I'm working as Ángel in Synergia. You see, it's one laptop, and I have two different accounts signed in with different information, and all the information is only shared with my domain. So that's one of the most important things we have with Google. And as I said before, everything is integrated, and you have control over all your ecosystem the whole time. So let's go back to our presentation. So what happens when you want to get involved with the Google applications and you want to be recognized as a Google certified educator, which is the next step when we're talking about Google? What is the Google certified educator? It's when Google recognizes you as a teacher who's able to use all the apps which Google has in different levels, and it has 4 certifications. The first one we have is the Google Certified Educator Level 1, where you are able to use all the ecosystem, the most basic ecosystem of Google, which includes slides, docs, forms, Gmail, tasks, classroom, and the everyday applications we have. Then we have the Google Certified Educator Level 2, which is the most recommended for you to have, where you're able to get to know further on what Google has for you in education. For instance, you have Google Earth, or Google Travel, or Google Maps, or Science Journal, where you can use Google as a tool for classroom. For instance, in Google Earth, we're talking about history and we want to see Egypt, no? So you can use Google Earth and put on your virtual reality goggles, and you're able to see the pyramids, no? Or you're able to walk on the Louvre, or you're able to go to the National Gallery and see the stuff. So now you don't have to travel to let your students see all the information, or be able to share the world, no? So as said before, you can get to know all these new applications during the certified trainings we have with Google. Everyone can get certified. You just have to do like this teacher training, where you're able to find it in edu.google.com. And afterwards, when you're already a Google Certified Educator Level 1 and a Google Certified Educator Level 2, you're able to go forward and become a Google Certified Trainer. That means you're able now to share your knowledge with other teachers, and you can help them develop all the skills they need to be Google Certified Educators Level 1 or Level 2. And you're able now to start like a transformation managing of an organization. That means let us transform a school, or transform the way education is brought to the students by using these applications. And the last one, but not the least, is the Google Certified Innovator. That means that now you are able to start like a complete change in your school. That means you are able now to change, not only to train the teachers, but to understand the Google ecosystem and be able to start the transformation of a school, no? Like using new devices, using new technologies, getting to use new infrastructure that is going to be shared with the students and stuff. How it looks like when you want to work as a Google Certified Educator, you just have to go, as I said before, to Google, edu.google.com, to a teacher center, and here you are going to find all the information and the training materials you are going to need. Here you have the Earn Your Educator Level 1 certification. It's around 3 hours. You have to register, and once you registered, you have to do this training, and after the training, you have to get tested. The test is around 2 hours maximum, and it has a cost you pay to Google of $10. Once you are done with the test, Google is going to tell you if you are already a Certified Educator Level 1 or not. And you have 3 chances to present this exam. The first one, the second one, 15 days afterwards if you fail, and then you have 3 months to present the third one if you failed. Here are the steps. First of all, is you have to create an account. If you don't have it, you need to have a Gmail account or a Gmail domain being connected to Google to do so. Then you have to select your exam, the one you are going to present, receive the exam credentials. You get all the information in your email, so you can access the exam, and then you launch the exam. This is really important to know. There's something really important to note, that once you start the exam, there is no going back. You have to finish it. So just be careful when doing so. Many teachers normally ask, what do they have to do to become a Google Certified Educator? Because it's not an easy task. So there are Google partners like us, or like many others here in Mexico and the rest of the world, where you can get some boot camps before the certified education exam, where you can get to know all the information, see how the things work, how everything is interrelated, and how to go forward and use all the information we have. Plus, once I'm certified as a Google educator and as a director, I'm looking forward to transform my college. Google also recognizes you when you train your staff and start using the infrastructure to become a Google reference school. The Google reference school is the status awarded to all the schools that are using Google for education, a Google workspace for education, in creative, innovative, and exemplary ways. That means you're using the Google infrastructure and the Chromebooks. You have already trained teachers in Google Certified Educator 1 and 2, minimum the 60% of your teachers. And you have minimum one trainer in your school who's the one helping others to use the technology in the classroom. This is the Google Reference School, and it has like really many advantages to become a Google Reference School. This is, first of all, the recognition of Google that you positively impact the education of our students and their learning, and it recognizes the way that we use Google to share, explore, collaborate as a staff, no? And once you have this badge of Google Reference School, you are also going to be found in the Google Directory app, where you can find all the schools which are using Google and are recognized by Google as Google reference schools. This is really important when we're talking about the new children getting into the schools, where parents, like, I'm not a parent, but if I were a parent, I would like to have my children in the school where there's STEM education and digital education. So if I'm looking for this kind of school, I can go to the Edu directory here in the Google reference, in the Google Education tab. And here you can find all the schools or districts who are already recognized by Google. You can see all the information about the school. You can, for instance, this is one we're partnered with, the Sagrado Corazón Mexico, and you can expand the information and see all the information about the school, the college, or everything. You can see here that they have one-to-one device deployments, Chromebooks, usage for education, classroom, etc. Plus, you have an overview of all your transformation process. What happens when you have no idea what to do and you want to transform your school? You can either contact one partner, directly Google, or one Google partner as us, or you can contact this school so they can share all the information with you. You give all the information about you, they get the information, and they get in touch. So this is a huge community where you share all the information. That's equal as school trainer, or you have this trainers community where sometimes you have a doubt or you want to develop something new, or you know how to use this application. So there's always a place in Google where you can share the information, get in touch with others, and even share new practices or best practices you're having in your college or school, so you can use it all the time. And the third one about this Google is the Google infrastructure. So as a summary, we have, first of all the applications where I can access them for free at the beginning. If I need more to develop, I have these Google Workspace for Education options where I can pay for more and use more tools in our applications. Second one, we have the Google certified programs where I can be taught how to use the Google applications, or how to use better Google, or how I can train others to become Google certified educators, or even to become a Google innovator, where I can change the way education is brought to our students by using technology. So the third step is the Google infrastructure. This is one of the most important. Why? Because this is the way we use the technology, and now we connect all the students with the teachers and with the school domain, where I can control all the devices or how the information is shared. We have the Chromebooks. The Chromebooks is the way Google synchronizes everything. So let us see what Google has to say about it. Just give me a sec because I think it's nobody can hear it. Just give me a sec. Let us try to do so once more. Okay. So is this one? Is this one? Is this one? Sharing audio.
Here's
Okay, now we are supposed to hear it, so let's see.
A Chromebook is a lot.
There we are. What is a Chromebook?
Here's what you need to know about Chromebooks. Chromebooks are powerfully simple laptops. Powerful to handle what's important to you, and designed in a way that makes them easy to use. Look, Chromebooks run Chrome OS, an operating system made by Google that's simple, speedy, and secure. To build them, all these partners teamed up with Google, and Google builds them too. So how are Chromebooks different? Everything's easy. To switch over from your old laptop, just log into a new Chromebook with your Gmail, and all your files and preferences are right there. Virus protection is built in, so you don't have to deal with this ever again. They save you tons of time. It only takes a few seconds to boot up a Chromebook. And when you're in, just hit the Everything button. With one touch, it lets you find things instantly. Like files, your apps, and answers online. And unlike most laptops, Chromebook software updates in the background, automatically. So what can you do on a Chromebook? It has all the apps you need, you want, and kind of wish you always had. Whoa. For work, for school, for winding down. You can edit your photos. That's nice. Crush games. Or just keep in touch. And that's what you need to know about Chromebooks. Powerful, simple. It's the new way to laptop.
And now the second question we have is, are they safe? How can we control them? Is it safe to have Chromebooks for our students now that we are in this pandemic situation where we have to stay home? Yes, they are really safe. You, as an administrator of your Google domain, you can control what is seen in your computer, which websites are allowed to be used in your computer, or all the stuff you require to control. Plus, we have the Google Sandbox, where you have no virus and everything is protected by Google, by the firewall. How it works, let us have Google to explain it.
A Chromebook is a lot safer to use than a regular computer. It's designed to keep your browser secure and protect against the bad things that are out there on the web. On your Chromebook, each website and web application you open runs as a separate and independent process in a restricted environment called the sandbox. Sandboxing is a feature built right into the operating system to enhance security. Here's how it works. Let's say you open 3 different websites in 3 different tabs. Sandboxing keeps each website isolated from the others. So, if you open a website that's been infected by malware, they can't affect the other tabs in your browser or anything else in your machine. The threat is contained in one tab, and even if that tab crashes, the other tabs will continue to run normally. Every time you boot your Chromebook, it does a self-check called verified boot. If it detects that your OS has been tampered with or corrupted, the OS will be restored automatically from a known good backup. And if a backup is unavailable, you can download one yourself from the cloud. Your Chromebook will be as good as new as if nothing happened. And what's really great? Your Chromebook does everything on its own, with its built-in security features, keeping you and your data safe, so you can breathe just a little bit easier when you're out there on the web.
So this is the security check we have with Google Chrome. As I said before, it's one of the most secure devices in the world right now, and it's used by around 170 million children right now with this pandemic situation. So is it worth it? Yes, it's totally worth it. Is it expensive to have them? Sometimes it can be expensive, but there are leasing programs with Google partners when you can get the computers for a leasing time of around 5 years, and after 5 years you can change the computers so you have the most actualized system. Which are the services? We as a partner, we have this Google Chromebook leasing service where you can have the 3 different models of applications and the way you can use the Chromebooks. The first one, the one you start with, is the Google card, the Chromebook card. It's meant for lower elementary or schools with not a big budget, where you have like a card with 20 to 30 computers, which are shared among the students. That means I have one classroom which is using the computers. The students go inside, they put their email and password, and they have their Google Chrome already working with all the information, their drive, their Google Classroom, calendar, all the information they need to work with. So this is the start, to have the card. Once you have the card and you want to go forward, you have to start with one device. That means one Chromebook for each student plus the Chromebook of the teacher. Which are the advantages of using this situation? It's that every student has its own computer, and you can get connected all the time. There are like no situations in which you have no access to the technology. Some schools are already migrating to this one-to-one model. In Mexico, is something that is already starting. It's something that started like 3 years ago. Nowadays, we have 12 Google reference schools in Mexico, and we're looking forward to have even more. So this is the process we're looking forward. And the third one, and not the least one, is the Chromebook Library. Sometimes the schools don't need a card, or they don't have enough budget to have this one-on-one model. So they have this Chromebook Library, in which in the library you have different Chromebooks where the students can go inside and start working with all the information they need, or do the test, or do the homework, or share the information, or start doing teamwork in a library where they have shared computers with all the benefits. Now you have your username and your password. You get inside, you work, you sign out, and you have already all the information on the cloud. So these are the 3 models you have with Chromebooks, plus all the infrastructure that can go forward. Which kind of infrastructure we can find? We can find any kind. And for education, in this Google Workspace for Education, we can find the Google Jamboard, which is a new Blackboard used for education. This is something completely new. This is something that in Mexico is not used at the time, but is something that is already being used in the United States in different universities, mainly, and high schools. How it works, you have access to everything in your Jamboard, and you have connected all devices to the Blackboard. So let's see what Google has to say about it.
This is Jamboard. It's like a whiteboard, except it's way better. Because it lets this team and this team work together. With this guy who lives in France.
Bonjour.
On the same thing at the same time.
C'est fou.
This is how you write and erase. But you can also do this and add some of these. And even turn this into this. And it's got all this other stuff. So it's really easy to do this. Unless you're no Michelangelo, in which case you can do this. That's because it's part of G Suite, so you can pull in anything from any of these.
Hey guys, I had this room reserved.
And this is how you save your work.
It saves automatically.
Oh, right. It's in the cloud. This is how you pick up where you left off. This is how you share your work.
Got it.
So you never have to do this or write this. So you can do more of this. This is Jamboard, a new way to collaborate from Google.
And many teachers are going to ask if they need this Blackboard to start using the Google Jamboard and get advantage of all the possibilities you have. No, you don't need the Blackboard. You already have this application on your inside your Google account. So you just have to go to Google Jamboard and you can start working with this Blackboard. The most important thing is you don't have to erase anything ever. So you can have all your classes already on the Blackboard and it can be shared with your students in the classroom or by email. So this is one of the most useful tools we are using now during the pandemics and this online education process, and it's for free. As I said before, many universities, mainly in the US, they are already using this board, which is movable, and you can put it anywhere and move it to any place, but it's mainly used for universities. This application can be used on the iPad, can be used on your iPhone or your Android, or it can even be used in any computer device. You just have to go to your, let's do it so you can see it. You only have to go to a new tab. You go to your applications. And here you're going to find all the applications you're currently using, everything. And here you have the Google Jamboard. You just have to click on Jamboard and done. There you are. You press on plus and there you go. You have your Blackboard for school and to start teaching. What can you do? You can write. You can either use a pen and write. You can erase. You can insert one image from your computer, from a URL, or you can even look for them in Google. And you have a laser beam where you can point all the information you need to focus for your students. So you need to use like a whiteboard behind you and start teaching using your board. You have already a digital Blackboard, which is already connected to your Google Meet. So if you start using Google Meet as a tool for teaching your students, you already have all the information. Let's see how it looks like. I just have to go to my calendar or directly to my Google Meet. Here I go to Gmail. I click on calendar. This is going to be explained like really deeply further, and this is just a brief introduction to all the ecosystem, but I think it's really important for you to get to know all the tools you can get advantage from. So this is the Google Calendar. Google Calendar. I can go to any of the, and I start my Google Meet. Once I started my Google Meet, it's going to say we're starting all the presentation and we're preparing for your meeting. You can either test your audio or video if you want to use them. I'm going to put them off. And put here off. And I just join. And once now, okay, now it's working. Sorry, it was mute because I already started the Google Meet, and you can't share to different devices information. So this is the whole Google ecosystem. This is how it works. It is meant for education, and it is meant for you teachers to get advantage of all the information and all the new applications Google has. As I said before, it's around it's 170 million people using in this moment the Google ecosystem. So if you are looking forward to get to use it, to get to know it or use it, you just have to start doing so. You have like a school domain, there is no problem. You just need a Gmail account to start using the common stuff you have in Google Workspace. Or if you have a school domain and you want to migrate to Google, there is a really easy migration. You just need a Google partner to help you to do so. So you migrate all your domain, school domain, teachers' emails, and students' emails to Google. And as soon as you are migrated, you have access to all the tools. It's that easy. You just sign in and start using it. Any device, anywhere. So with the left time I have, it's around 10 minutes, I would like to yield my time to questions. If there is any question about the Google ecosystem. If you're looking forward to get to know more information, you can find us in Instagram or Facebook as Grupo Farina MX, or you can add me or find me as Ángel.Zárate. So is there any question? Hi, Erika.
Hi, Ángel. Thank you for your presentation. It was very, very enlightening. Yes, I do have some questions from the audience. The first one is, who can take the certification? That's the first one. Okay.
About
yeah, go ahead.
I can start answering all the questions.
Yes,
who can take the certification? Anyone. Anyone can take the certification. Whoever you are, even if you're a student, a teacher, an administrator, whatever you are, you just have to go to edu.google.com, to the Teacher Center, and do all the trainings and then do the test. And once you approve the test, you're going to get the badge, and you're going to be recognized as a certified educator, either level 1 or level 2. As an advice, I would tell you to do so, to find yourself a partner or to find yourself a bootcamp where you can ask for help from other trainers so you can get the advantage of all the information.
Okay. Does it have any cost?
To do the training, no, it's for free when you do it on Google. And the exam, it has a cost of $10 US. If you need a trainer to do so, or you want to be involved with a bootcamp, yes, they normally have a cost, but it's not that expensive. It's just in order to pay the trainers or the trainer time to be there. No?
Okay. Well, I have a question that says, when does it start? I guess they are talking about the certification. Can you tell us if there are set dates, or you can take whenever you want?
All year long. If you want to start now working as on your test or on your training to become a Google certified educator, you can start doing so right now, right away. If you want to be a Google certified trainer, yes, you have dates to cover.
Okay.
Normally, it's the first 2 weeks of the year or of every month. You have like 10 days of every month to start giving all the information and start doing the application, which is a lot of information they're going to ask from you. So, as I said before, if you can get a partner or a trainer to do so, it's way easier than to do it alone, no? And for the Google Innovator Program, the Certified Innovator Program, they have dates around the world. You have to be present. Only this year it's asynchronical due to the pandemics, but you have like 5 different certifications all around the world, and you have to go to different places. For instance, you have to go to Brazil or New York or San Francisco, or last year it was here in Mexico where it was held. So for the Google Certified Innovator, it's meant to bring all the innovators and trainers to one place so they can share the experience and share all the process they did to become an innovator, and how you can transform a school into a Google reference school, or how you can do this transformation management with different schools. The best way to do so is face-to-face. So this is why it's on specific dates.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it's more or less like an Easter convention or something like that, right?
Yeah, but by Google.
But by Google.
Exactly.
Okay, great. I have a question that says, does it work only in a Google environment? I guess they are talking about the Jamboard. The
Jamboard, it only works in Google environment, but Google is everywhere and anywhere. Yeah. So you only exactly, you only need to download Google Chrome, and once you have the Google Chrome, you have to sign in, and you already have everything. If you want to use it from your telephone, you just have to download the app and start using it. It's that easy.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm having meetings. I used to travel a lot now.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
So sometimes I'm having meetings on my phone. So I just start. I see Jamboard, so I can get to see all the things my team is doing. We are sharing information, and it's no matter where you are. It's matter that you have the technology to do so. And
sure.
Nowadays, every one of us has a telephone with you, so just get advantage of it.
Sure. I have another one. Can you use your keyboard? I guess they are talking about the Jamboard again. Can you use your keyboard, like a keyboard, to the Jamboard? Yeah.
For the Jamboard, you can either use your finger as a pointer with your mouse, and you can write using your mouse. You can use your keyboard from your computer, or if you're using a tablet, the way it's easier, you can use your Apple Pen to write on the board, and then you can have all the information shared. As I mentioned before, you can either have it as an admin, as a share board where everyone is working on, or you have it as readers, so the students can see the Blackboard, access the Jamboard, and see your class, for instance, a math class where you have to understand all the process. So students have already all the information. You have to take any picture, or you have to only be looking at the Blackboard when you have access to all the information all the time and everything is connected.
Right. I have another question about the exam. Is the exam in English?
The exam is in 80 different languages, so you can present it in any language you want. It's the same as a training. You can have it in any language you want, no? The most common languages nowadays are English, German, Spanish, French, Chinese, Japanese, and Thai.
Oh, good. It's like pretty straightforward. And I have a last question that says, are these apps limited to saving? I guess they were talking about how much space of storage space you have got in the apps.
It depends. When you're using the Google Workspace for Education ecosystem, you don't have to get worried about the space you have as a teacher or as a school, because it's a lot. If you need more space than usual, you can ask Google for more space, and it's going to cost, but it's not that much. But in my experience, no school needs more space than the space that is already needed, so there is no problem.
All right. Good. So, well, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very enlightening, as I have already said. It was very clear. And on behalf of Mix This All CDMX chapter, we would like to award you with the certificate of appreciation. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And well, I hope to see you soon in the future also for another session.
For sure. It was like really enlightening to be here. I hope I have answered all the questions. And as an advice, take advantage of Google. This is one of the most powerful tools ever built for education. So
agree.
Use it. Use it and explore it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ángel. Good morning.
Thank you too. See you.